Hello and welcome. It's me, Julian, and Adam here to do another tag for you today.
Yes.
Huzzah!
More tags.
I've done this tag before, Adam has not, and it's been a while since I did it.
Brand new tag for me.
I might repeat myself. I don't know, and I'm too lazy to check, so... Guess you'll have to watch them both and see where I repeat myself, huh?
And then call her out in the comments of both.
And comment about it on both.
Tell her how horrible she is for duplicating herself.
That's correct. Alright, this is the Nope book tag, because everybody loves tags where we talk about things we don't like. Are you ready for the first question, Adam?
Always ready.
The first question is, a Nope ending. A book ending that made you go nope, either in denial, rage, or simply because the ending was crappy.
Now I've forgotten the book's title. I even prepped
Winter's
this
Promise.
one. Winter's Promise. And this is a little bit of a cheat because I was enjoying the book and the ending was like, ah! And then for this, the second book had the teaser first chapter out, so I'm like, they've got to be answering in the first chapter. And then it's like, just even more rage-inducing when I read the first chapter, and then I put it down and did not buy the second book because I'm so infuriated by the ending.
I'm gonna have to go with Light Lark, because that whole book made no sense, but the ending was somehow worse. I don't know how you get worse, but it found a way. Go check out my read-along of Light Lark if you don't understand and you want in-depth reasons why that was just a terrible ending.
And to know all of the inside jokes that are live streams too about Light Lark. Apparently.
Yes. Nope, Protagonist. A main character you dislike or one that drives you crazy. I suppose I can't say Isla. I already used Light Lark.
I tend to not finish them. I tend to DNF them if they're driving me crazy. What was the first Gen Up series with the spaceship?
The one that we did a read-along together of, kind of?
Sorta, yeah.
I always forget the name of that one. It was the Androma series, but I can't remember the name of the first book ever.
Alright, that main chick from the Androma series.
Androma, that's her name.
Oh, Androma. Yeah, that one.
Andy. Fucking Andy. I guess, keeping with the read-along theme, I am going to go with Layla from the Savior series, because she is a unconscionable murder hobo who gets away with everything, and we're supposed to side with her, even though she does things like steal whole human beings to make them her servant.
Somewhat questionable moral character.
And like, if it was ever interrogated in the book, I would be fine. But it never is. She's supposed to win. We're supposed to think that she's the good character for this. A Nope pairing, a ship that you just don't ship.
So it doesn't have to be an actual couple, it's just a pairing that people
it could be
ship.
it could be just a ship.
Does Sherlock and Watson count?
Yeah. People have been shipping them, like, since the beginning.
Okay, good. Since they've been shipping them since before they were a television movie thing, Sherlock and Watson.
Now, who do I not ship? Going back to A Winter's Promise that we both read, I do not ship the main couple in that. They have no chemistry whatsoever. I know there's such a thing as, like, hate to love and, like, slow burn, but, like, that was beyond the pale, and I do not ship it. They should stay far away from each other. Alright, now... a Nope genre, a genre that you don't reach for.
So I don't reach for romance. I do sometimes read romance or stories that are like focused primarily on the romance almost by accident. Anne Bishop, I think, wrote a series that was like dark fantasy romance, and I did not realize it when I started, but I thoroughly enjoyed the series.
For me, it would be, I think I said erotica last time, but I also just don't really reach for mystery. A Nope book format. Book formatting you hate buying until it comes out in a different edition. So, like, if you're like, I don't like trade paperbacks, I want it to be a hardcover, or I won't get it until it comes out in an audiobook.
I prefer thick boy hardcover, I guess, but none of them are truly a nope for me.
I think the closest I would come to a Nope format is reading digitally. I don't like to read on a screen.
Yeah, like... Kindle is not for me. If I'm gonna go, like, I would just get a book at that point. I don't mind reading digital if there's, like, especially if it's, like, out of print. Project Gutenberg, I read several of from digital, but Kindle, like, you're holding digital, but just get the book.
But I prefer to either audio or to have a book. A Nope trope. A trope that makes you go nope. I've got one that I'm encountering in the current read-along, which is, girl is abused by a guy, but the guy is very attractive, so the girl is, like, thankful that he's being a dick to her because he's so hot. Where she's like, I should feel bad about what's happening to me, but he's just so hot. You know, I actually feel thankful that he's chosen me to harass.
So the trope that I'm going to take is going to be kind of generic-y, but the kind of scope creep, especially in like fantasy or sci-fi, where the suddenly a character just has an ability to get out of the situation that wasn't foreshadowed, wasn't brought up. Maybe poorly written magic systems often do it, and they might even be like their magic system never even hinted that this was possible before, and suddenly it is there saving the day.
We have that on my bad book bingo card. Sudden last minute abilities or powers.
Least foreshadow. Build your world around it so that at least on a reread I can be like, oh,
It
there it
makes sense.
is.
Oh,
There it is.
Or at least like mention that it could happen. Like hint that it's a possibility. Nope recommendation. A book recommendation that's constantly pushed at you but you refuse to read.
I don't think I got one of these.
I do.
Yeah, I can. I'll keep thinking, but go ahead.
Wheel of Time.
I just want you to read the first book. I
Okay.
think you will enjoy the first book.
My real answer is that everybody keeps asking me when I'm going to read Sarah J. Maas, and the answer is I will not. Please stop asking. I have no interest in reading Sarah J. Maas. I read one of her books. Not going to read any other ones.
We could do, as Wheel of Time Season 2 is coming out, we could do a first book read along. The understanding
That
not
I
going
will,
any
that
further
I will
than
judge
that.
judgely with
Judge-
that understanding.
Judge judgely, and that you're not going any further.
Okay, maybe. That's a maybe. We could turn it into a whole series. We could go
I would
chapter
do
by
it,
chapter.
and I can
like,
do it with you.
I like listen to or read a chapter and then I rail at it for a while and you tell me why I'm wrong. All right, did you come up with one
No.
while I was? Okay.
I did not.
All right. A nope cliche, a cliche or writing pet peeve that always makes you roll your eyes, such as she let out a breath she didn't know she was holding. Most writers aren't using that anymore because of the backlash against she let out a breath she didn't know she was holding. I don't know if there's like a writing cliche that I could think, like a on the page, in the text cliche that I can think of that I'm like, I hate that. Oh, I do have a little bit of an issue when people say their eyes did something when they mean their gaze did something, simply because I'm a very visual reader. And so if you say their eyes touched, that happened a lot in The Night and Its Moon, and I'm just picturing two eyeballs touching. You mean their gaze touched. And I know that is really nitpicky of me, and people know what that means, but I'm too visual, and if you say their eyes did something, I'm picturing eyeballs. Have you got anything, Adam?
No, other than in my childhood years, I did have a friend who licked somebody else's eyeballs. So.
Oh, now we've traumatized everyone, and they're never
Speaking
going to
of
watch
eyes
this channel
touching,
again.
Or eyes touched.
I'm going to have to leave that in. All right,
have to
let's
contribute
see.
somehow.
Nope, love interest. The love interest that's not worthy of being one. So this is like a canonical ship where you don't ship the main character with this romantic interest.
Perrin and Fail. Fail.
Fail? I think it's
Yeah.
Fail. I don't know.
They, their romance is not on page at all.
This is
and
Wheel of
then-
Time, by the way. If
Yeah,
anyone's
no,
wondering.
it's Wheel of Time. Their romance, spoilers, sorry. their romance is not on the page until after they are married.
Can I just say Layla again? Tobias is Layla, but no, they deserve each other. Those two deserve each other. Fuck. Tend to be pretty on board for love interests, unless they're really badly written characters. I'm not one of those people who's necessarily like... In books, in TV and movies, yes, 100% I will start shipping somebody else that's not a member of the couple. But who does Moraine end up with again?
Spoilers, Tom Merrill.
Yeah, that. I don't ship that.
Yeah.
When you told me who she ended up with, I was like, seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously? Because we all know who she should have ended up with.
Yup. I think the TV show is going to fix that.
I really hope so. All right. A notebook, a book that you feel should not exist.
So, there's a little bit on my mind recently because of a book that should exist, which is the book In Hitler's Shadow, which I've moved to the top of my bookshelf and am considering rereading, which is a Jew that goes undercover in modern times, in the 90s now, so it's no longer truly modern, in a neo-Nazi organization and his experiences, which for whatever reason, I've been wanting to reread that book. So it leads me to Mein Kampf should be a book that shouldn't have existed.
Not have existed. That's a pretty good book to have never existed. What books do I say should never existed, though? Mine is not going to be nearly as meaningful as Adam's, probably. I'm going to say...
Outdone once again.
So I'm changing my answer on this one now that I've thought about it. In hindsight, initially I chose The Sun and Its Shade as the book that should not have been published, but actually I'm going to go with The Savior's Sister, because it's just the same book as The Savior's Champion, just slightly different. Not different enough to warrant its existence. Please, why? Why does it exist? No, it did not need to. The series could go on perfectly fine without that book ever existing.
All right. Oh, there's more. I thought this was the last one. For taking a long time.
It's a lot of scrolling.
A Nope villain. A villain that you would hate to cross. I think it could also be a villain that you just didn't enjoy. Any of the twist villains in the read-alongs that I've been doing, there have been, like, multiple books now we have read with twist villains named Celeste. It's like, if I had a nickel for every time there was a twist villain named Celeste in a read-along that I've done, I would have 2 nickels, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
The villain that I would hate to cross is, well, it's a manga, Legato, from Trigun. A villain that shouldn't have existed is the Knight from A Winter's Promise.
Yes. Oh, I also agree with that. That too. What the heck was that?
Mm-hmm.
A Nope death, a character death that still haunts you. Before we go ahead with this, I will put on the screen who we decided, like what books we decided, so that you'll know what we're about to spoil.
We can keep on theme since I said it was underrated, at least in modern times, and I'm gonna go with it might have been Captain Rodchek from the Roughnecks.
From
Starship Troopers.
Okay, this is such a cliche, and I might have said this last time, but I'm still mad about Finnick in the Hunger Games series. What was that? Unnecessary that's what that was. And I get it. You're writing a book about war. Characters need to die. But, like, specifically why? If I met this author, I would ask her, like, can you explain, as an author, your reasoning for his character's death? I need to know, what did this do for your story, other than make me specifically very mad?
It got you and readers like you emotionally engaged in the story.
Yeah, but he like died in an explosion. We didn't even get a cool death scene or anything. It was just like, oh no, he's dead now. And we carried on.
And they wanted to induce random misplaced rage.
I hate that. I hate when authors just like are like, I feel like they roll dice sometimes and are like, this character dies. Not my vibe personally as a reader. And I believe this is the last question. A Nope author, an author you had bad experiences reading and have decided to quit.
Shoot, I had an answer to this a moment ago, and now I have Terry Goodkind. They started off pretty good, but then their series just kept on going and going. And then there was Dominatrix that took over the main character and made them a sex slave. And then it kept going and going. I'm like, oh.
And you like long series, so that means it must have been really like a big note from you. Is this what he looks like?
Apparently.
Good gravy. All right. Okay, so who's mine? Who's an author that I read that I had a bad experience with? I could really go with any of the read-along books. Okay, I don't remember his name. The author, the guy who wrote...
The book.
The book.
Mm-hmm.
We did a read-along of it. Cover is orange. The Ables. Guy who wrote The Ables. He writes like a middle schooler. So he's got a long way to go, just on a prose level. Everyone's like, you should read the next in that series. And I'm like, I will not. I will not. All right, so we have made it through this tag, and we didn't run out of memory card. High five! All right, so you all know probably already that you can purchase my books on Amazon right now if you want something to read to decide whether I'm an author that you will never read from again. You can also support me on Patreon or check out my Ko-fi, or you can hop on over to Fiverr where I have developmental edits as well as some other things that I can do for you, so check that out, please. Or you can follow me on my social media and feel free to wander around this channel. There's so much stuff here, you're bound to find something that you like. Are you ready for the goodbye, Adam?
Always ready, Julian.
Okay, I will see you again next time with whatever it is I happen to be doing next time. 3, 2, 1, bye!
Don't stop, I'm already late! Late for what? I'm going on an adventure!
Lots of things in life are an adventure, like being my patron. Patrons like Sunny Shy, Nico,
Saga.
Sarah M. Cat. 78 kilograms of shade, I think. Veda, Ingrid, Roma, Pansing Pony, Julius the Nice Dragon, Haley. Sam, Kira, Kohikaru, Mooney, Maria, Kristen, Bear, Jojo Bookish, Lauren, Robin, Ursula, Caitlin, KJ, Lafone, Amanda, Celia, Alyssa, Rita, Deborah, Afra, Melissa, Swamp Goblin Waifu, Sophia, Merween, Kit, Hidden Glade, Light Julie, Belle Sterling, Patrick, Anne Sophie, Callison, Ray, Shelby, Zaire, Jesper, Rennie, Scribbling Cat, Savvy, Jenny, Amanda, Lisa, and Sarah.
Everything appears to be in order. Welcome, Master Baggins.